We're going to be looking at the first reading we had, which was from page 1416. So if you'd like to follow that, that's great. If you prefer just to listen, that's tremendous too. If you've been coming to church quite a bit, you've probably realized that when anybody asks a who question, the answer is either God or Jesus. Who turned the water into wine? Jesus. Who loved the world so much he gave his son? God. You've got it. Who's this? Who? No, you don't ask me who. Who? Yeah. Doctor Who. And what's happening next Saturday? Doctor Who's coming back on Saturday. Whee! Yes, how many? 60th. I remember hiding behind the sofa when the first Doctor Who came on, and oh, it was so scary. That music. Anyway, now, I'd like us to go back to 2005. So I think I need some TARDIS noises to get us back there. Can you? I don't know really how to make one. Maybe you can do better than me. Whoops. Is that going to work?
Do you want to come with me? Because if you do, then I should warn you. Because if you do, then I should warn you. You're going to see all sorts of things. Ghosts from the past. Aliens from the future. The day the Earth died in a ball of flame. It won't be quiet, it won't be safe, and it won't be calm. But I'll tell you what it will be. A trip of a lifetime. Do you want to come with me?
It won't be quiet, it won't be safe, it won't be calm, but I'll tell you what it will be. It'll be the trip of a lifetime. Do you want to come with me? And that's what Jesus said. Do you want to come with me? Come, follow me. And he doesn't mean click a little button on your Facebook and follow me there, or on Twitter, X, sorry. That is not what Jesus is talking about. And this bit of Peter's letter helps us to unpack this a bit. Messing up my notes now. Come, follow me. Jesus, Peter says, is your example, and you must follow in his steps. He is unpacking what it means to be a follower, as he indeed responded to that, come, follow me. I've been very interested to look at that word example. That's an example. And It's a hupogrammos, and it's a rather strange word. It means writing above. No, below. I get these mixed up. Writing below. And this is what they had in the first century in school. The teacher would write on a clay tablet, not the other sort of tablet, a clay tablet, but they did have tablets in those days, write on a clay tablet with what he was wanting his pupil to learn. So he'd scratch the shape of the letters, and then the pupil would get the stylus, that's the word, stylus, and trace in the depressions that the master had made. So a bit like the worksheets you might have had a few years ago, where you had the dots to go over. The other form of the hupogrammos was this. Basically, the teacher writes in his neat writing at the top, and then you write, the pupils write, the students write in the not-so-neat writing at the bottom, trying to imitate what their teacher wrote. Rather like the worksheets you might have had when you were younger. The other thing he says is that, what did he say? Follow me. Yes, right, here's your example, and you must follow in his steps. Pretty clear in a way, but it is this following intentionally where Jesus goes, where he leads. And as we try to follow in his steps, we come up against a big problem. What are his steps that we're meant to be following in? And the problem we can express... Oh, sorry. Go back a bit. Mistake number 2, sorry. I don't like particularly this. Do you recognize what this is? Good King Wenceslas, yes. I'm never quite sure why we sing a song about a duke. He wasn't a king who lived in Bohemia 1,000 years ago. But, well, that's fine. And I don't think God's mentioned really till the last verse. But I do like the words, "Sire, the night is darker now." This is the page speaking. "Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how. I can go no longer." And King or Duke Wenceslas's reply, "Mark my footsteps, good my page. Tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage freeze thy blood less coldly." Walking in the steps of King Wenceslas, we too can walk in the steps of Jesus, following him where he has gone before. He is our trailblazer who's gone there before, and we can follow him. But going back to our question, the obvious question, what would Jesus do? These appeared in the 90s, I think, these bracelets that people used to wear. What would Jesus do? As a reminder to ask ourselves what we're doing. Is it what Jesus would do? Are we tracing in the depressions on the tablets that Jesus has left? Are we walking in his footsteps? But this is what Peter is asking us to do. But Doctor Who says, it won't be quiet, it won't be safe, it won't be calm. There are humps along the road, especially if we walk with Jesus. God called you to do good, even if it means suffering, just as Christ suffered. He is your example, you must walk in his steps. He never sinned or ever deceived anyone. He didn't retaliate when he was insulted, nor threaten revenge when he suffered. He left his case in the hands of God, who always judges fairly. He personally carried our sins in his body on the cross, so that we can be dead to sin and live for what is right. By his wounds, you are healed. If we walk with Jesus in his footsteps, suffering, tough times will come. It's being a follower of Jesus doesn't mean make everything rosy. We can't come to fellowship here and assume that everything will turn out right at the end of the hour we've been spending together. We, like Jesus, have got tough times to go through. But once we were like sheep who wandered away. We've all been away from Jesus. But now you have turned, this turning around, going one way and turning the other. And that little word to, turned to, that's to Jesus, to your shepherd, the guardian of your souls. Now those two words overlap, but they've got that idea of caring, nourishing, protecting, rescuing, watching over, and leading us as we walk with him. So it isn't our battle to try and keep walking in the footsteps. It is a bit of our battle, but we have got this shepherd and this guardian helping us through. Will you come and follow him? That's it. He did. And we've got to decide what we're going to do about it. And I'm just going to read. Here we go. Let's just bow our heads for a moment if you'd like to. Let's talk to God. Jesus, be the fire in my heart. Be the wind in these sails. Be the reason that I live. Jesus. Jesus.